Hey everybody, hope that you're having a great day. Things are going well for you. We are continuing our journey looking at the words of Jesus. We are in the Gospel of Mark. We're in chapter 2. We're going to look at a passage that refers to fasting and wine. So it's in the same discussion. So we're in Mark chapter 2 and looking at starting in verse 18. Now John's disciples and the Pharisees were fasting. Some people came and asked Jesus, "How is it that John's disciples and the disciples of the Pharisees are fasting, but yours are not?" And so Jesus answered, "How can the guests of the bridegroom fast while he is with them? They cannot so long as they have him with them. But the time will come when the bridegroom will be taken away from them, and on that day they will fast. No one sews a patch of unshrunk cloth on an old garment. If he does, the new piece will pull away from the old, making the tear worse, and no one pours new wine into old wineskins. If he does, the wine will burst the skins, and both the wine and the wineskin will be ruined. No, he pours new wine into new wineskins." Well, what Jesus is really saying is that the day's going to come when Jesus is no longer with them. But while he was with them at that time, it was a time to celebrate. It wasn't a time to fast. It was a time to have joy and rejoice and have this great celebration because the Lord, the Messiah, was with the people. And so celebrate, because the day will come when Jesus is not with them. And that's when they fast, as they grieve and mourn that Jesus is not physically with them. And so he says, we don't put new patches on old wineskins, because if you do, that new patch is going to shrink eventually, and in the fermentation process it's going to pull away. And you don't put an old patch onto a new wineskin, because the old patch is already shrunk as much as it's going to shrink, and when the wine ferments and when the pouch actually gets bigger, that small little patch is going to burst and pull away again, and you're going to lose the wine, and then the wineskin is worthless. And part of the point of that is that you can't hold on to some of those old traditions that they were holding on to. And it's time to move forward. It's time to usher in this new era where the Christ, the Messiah, has come. And so people were trying to hang on to these old regulations. That's what the Pharisees were doing. It's what John's disciples were doing. Not that fasting was wrong. Fasting is great. It is a spiritual discipline. We're even going to talk about it in a couple weeks. But what was the better at that point? And the better was to worship Jesus and to celebrate. And then you can't kind of almost put a new tradition and mingle it and kind of meld it together with the old tradition, because that doesn't work. It's not always settling. And that's what we run into in life as well, when we try and merge the new with the old, and there's just an unsettled feeling. And that's what Jesus is talking about. The Lord has come. Let's celebrate that and do that today, and have a great day as well. God bless you.